this is heavy.
Yeah, so the first time I did Angel's Landing, like, this was when I was by myself on that trip. So I planned like half a day there. So I was like, when I got there, I kept hearing people talk about Angel's Landing. And actually, the dude that did the Airbnb, that owned the Airbnb I stayed at the night before, was talking about it. So I was like, maybe I'll do Angel's Landing, because I had no idea what I wanted to do when I got there.
Can you pull up a photo of Angel's Landing? Just see how crazy this is at night.
I mean, I have a video, like, from the first trip I went on. I had my GoPro on, and I was, like, recording me hiking up it.
So the first time you did Angel Landing, was it night?
No, it was during the day.
Just during the day.
So
okay.
It was middle of the summer, and it was noon. So, like, it was the most crowded it's going to be that day.
Right.
And it was very hot, and this was really my first time doing a hike like that, and I was so ill prepared. Like, I had Nike running shoes on. I had like
that was me.
Regular.
That
was
us. We weren't prepared. We went to Walmart and like got some like little backpacks that were super cheap, and got some canteen, like little water bottle canteens, which actually turned out to be awesome.
Yeah.
And then what else did we get? Just like random supplies, but we were not prepared at all.
So I had like a North Face backpack that's made for like school, and I had my cameras in it, just like banging lenses and camera probably banging together. So I did it that way, and I didn't have proper stuff to eat. So I remember getting down, and I'm like, my back of my throat was so dry, like I don't know. It's like I was drinking a Gatorade afterwards, and it would burn my throat so bad just because
man,
I ran out of water like halfway up.
All right, so this is a video of somebody going up Angel's Landing.
Look at that.
Look at that, dude.
You did that at night.
Yeah.
No way.
All right.
I wouldn't do that during... No way,
Did you
dude.
Okay.
No way.
Surely it was on accident. Like, you went up there and then it got dark and you had to come down.
No, so
you did it on purpose.
So the very first time I went, the guy that I was...
That's straight up, man. Like, no, dude. No. And then, like, okay, on our tour, like, the guy that was down on the road, I don't know if the video will show it, but, like, on the road, you can look up, and it's like, oh, okay, you see those little bitty tiny dots? Those are people, like, going across these, like, ridges on Angel's Landing. And he started naming, like, yeah, we had, like, X number of people die, in the past 6 months from falling. And he's just casually talking about it like it just happens all the time.
Yeah, making people not want to do it.
I was just like, what? No. Surely people don't die on this trail. And he was like, oh, yeah, people die all the time. They just fall to their death. And
so the very first time I was going to do it, the guy that I stayed with the night before, like, he's very knowledgeable about Zion. Like, he's like, this is why I moved out here, and so I could be closer to the park. I was like, that's pretty cool. But he's like, you get to the top, you have to do all these switchbacks, then you get to the top, and there's this chain you have to hold on to. He said this chain, like, singular chain. So I'm thinking it's one, like, 10, like, in my mind I had this image, like, 10 feet you walk across this small part where you hold onto the chain. And then
there's stairs, and there's clear markers.
I never looked up a picture of it, and when I started doing the hike, I did Walter's Wiggles, which is like the short switchbacks.
Dude,
to the top.
Those freaking switchbacks.
Yes, they're terrible. And then I get up there, I'm like, holy shit, this is the chain he's talking about. Like, I have to go up to that. So I was like, well, shit, I made it this far. I'm not turning back. So I did it. And it was like during the middle of the day, it was super dangerous because like you're going around people, you're like waiting for people to come down, then you go. So, and then the next time I went out there was with my friend Trey, and I was like, dude, let's hike up there and do some astrophotography because the Milky Way comes right across like the Watchman, which is that mountain you see down the canyon. And then it just moves across. So like it's like the perfect lineup. So I was like, let's hike it at night. And we can camp. You're not supposed to camp up there, but I was like, let's take some sleeping pads and we'll stay up there. And
who's coming for you, man? Really?
Yeah. So
nobody.
So we get there, and it's like right as the shuttle stops running. So I'm like, damn, now we got to hike 2 miles up this road to even get to the shuttle stop. So we're walking up there. Yeah, that was from.
Is this the picture right here?
Yeah, that's from Angel's Landing.
Wow, dude.
That's just such a long exposure to get the canyon lit up. Like I wasn't worried about this. The 180 seconds. I can see it on there is how long that exposure was at 1.2. So that kind of tells you how dark it was.
Yeah.
Okay. Dude, so you hike up to the shuttle.
Yeah, we're walking up there and we see this van coming or just vehicles. So like, let's try to hitchhike. So we stick our thumbs out and the dude stops because he's actually looking for 2 people from like Germany that were lost.
Oh.
Yeah. So he gave us a ride to the shuttle, which saved us like a mile and a half, which was I'm very thankful for that. So we get up there and then we start and like halfway or like we're not even to like the switchbacks. I'm like, dude, we didn't bring the propane for the cook stove, so we have no food. And we're already probably hungry at this point. So I was like, well, we'll just go up there and take some photos and come down.
Cold soak, man.
Yeah.
It'll be fun.
So we hiked up there. And I was like, this is actually not bad because it wasn't hot. It was in the middle of summer we went, but it wasn't hot.
Right.
Nobody's in your way. We have like really good headlamps, so you got plenty of light. And like you can't see the ground. You can't see how far you are.
You can't see how high up you are.
Yeah, so you think like it can't be that far, but like I think it's like what 700 feet on one side and 1,500 on the other.
Insane.
Yeah, so we get up there and I'm like, we're dead set on like sleeping up there, and then we see these scorpions. And I'm like, nah, we're not sleeping up here. If we had like a hammock maybe, but I'm not sleeping on the ground because I'm just and they weren't like small. They were like pretty big scorpions.
Dude, I didn't even think about like.
And even just sitting,
scorpions
even just like
sick.
sitting there like with our tripod set up, I'm like looking around me. I'm like, these things are gonna crawl up my pants or crawl up my shorts or something.
Coming out at night and stuff.
Yeah. And so even up there, at night, like it's 105 during the day. I think it was like 115 in Vegas where we landed. Then we drive to Zion, and you get up there at night. It was pretty chilly. Like we had on like our jackets and pants and stuff like that. So we're up there taking photos, and I think we get done at like 2 or 3 a.m. and then we start hiking down.